EZEOGBA.com/GistFM every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
Manufa na Monso. Angels.
Mama Kosebru Agwaptal Maria.
Owetri Meseni Kenke Monso.
Ekene Maria Egyptel na Grace Osebru Anonyeli. Edengos next Boronine. Ojazingos Mwa forgive Jesu.
Maria Jason Nenke Chuku. Reverend Ninja.
Okay, guys, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, and share. Right? The subscribe button is right here. And then remember to check out my book on Amazon.com. It is called Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifan Chukwueke. So stick around with me for the news. Thank you.
Ekene Maria Egyptel na Gracia Osebru Anonyeli Edengos next Boronine Ojazingos Mwa forgive Jesu.
Maria Jason Nenke Chuku. Reverend Ninja. Kita Namanowai. Amen.
Yabalanya yo Onenke Chuku Jaso.
Owetri Natampanke Christi.
Ayo Aina yogi Ochuku Kirinye Gracia Ilimodiai Kaibondi Anja Buteluzama Wemali Wela Roke Stimwari Western Afria Nubia, Webatan Stone and Beaten Oya, Stena Christi Divinai. Amen. Otito the Rena Nawana Monso, Otito the Rena Nawana Monso, Otito the Rena Nawana Monso, Amen. Pablo Bindini Nekwere no Galaga. Pablo Bifaz Weekend and Dokwa.
Amen.
Onye nwanyi nọnyere ụnụ. Ka Chineke ji ike niile gọzie ụnụ. Nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ.
Amen.
Ekpere a bịara gị site na nkwado ndị Love Bite Foods and Beverages Limited Nnobi. Ndị na-alụpụta Love Bite Bread nọ na nọmba 1 Nwosu Maduka Close, Umulu Nnobi, 081-4982-8254. Ebona the FM, 24 hours of informative, educative, and entertainment programs. Can't stop, won't stop. On Ebona the 103.5 FM. Listen to news updates on Ebona the 103.5 FM immediately after Angelus 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebona the FM breaks the news with actualities.
And the link that if we are hoping for a new Nigeria,
you can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM.
Good evening and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM news update. Today, Friday, the 23rd day of February 2024, and the time is 4 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Ifan Chukwueke is my name. The headlines. Soludo denies buying tractors with federal government's palliative funds to cushion hardship. Oti appeals for finance, logistics support from US. EZEOGBA OGBUNIKE calls on government to develop Ogbunike Cave to generate electric power. US achieves a first moon landing in half century with a private spacecraft. Now, details. Soludo denies buying tractors with federal government's palliative funds to cushion hardship. Governor Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State has denied allegations that he bought some tractors using palliative funds provided by the federal government to cushion the effects of hardship in the country. The denial was contained in a press release by his press secretary, Mr. Christian Aburime. The release made available to journalists in Oka lashed out at those propagating such rumor, insisting that Soludo has shown physical accountability and transparency in his government. He said, "We wish to categorically state that these claims are entirely false and without merit. Anambra State government, under the leadership of Governor Soludo, has always been committed to transparent and accountable governance, with a primary focus on the well-being of its citizens, particularly farmers. Soludo administration has offered farmers in the state the distribution of 1,100,000 hybrid coconut and palm seedlings to over 100,000 households, igniting the hope of lifting many out of poverty. This was done out of budgetary allocation to agriculture and not with any palliatives fund," he stated. Oti appeals for finance logistics support from U.S. Abia State Governor Alex Oti has called for support from the United States Consulate in promoting trade, investment, and other areas of interest in the state. The governor made the appeal on Wednesday when he received in audience the political and economic section chief of the U.S. Consulate, Lagos, Mike Alvin, who was in the state on a working visit with his team. He highlighted a number of challenges confronting the state, especially the business sector, to include access to finance, power, and logistics support in the area of digital economy, among others. Governor Oti disclosed that the issue of power supply in Aba will soon be over with the planned commissioning of geometric power plants, which will be performed by President Bola Tinubu on Monday, 26 February 2024. The governor Wood stated that Abia is a major trading and industrial hub in Nigeria, noted that Aba has over 50,000 shoe manufacturers and is also very strong in fabrics and garment productions. Earlier in his speech, the Lagos U.S. Consulate Political and Economic Section Chief, Mike Alvin, who explained that the consulate covers the 17 southern states of Nigeria, said their mission was to seek ways to expand bilateral trade and investment and ensure prosperity between United States and Nigeria. EZEOGBA OGBUNIKE calls on government to develop Ogbunike Cave to generate electric power. Apart from its ability to serve as a tourist attraction due to its nature's beauty, Ogbunike Cave, which remains unharnessed over the years, also have the ability to generate electric power through its waterfalls if developed. According to the chief priest of the cave, Chief A.C. Okwana, EZEOGBA OGBUNIKE, the cave in Ogbunike community, even with its spiritual values that accommodates all religions, should be harnessed to generate electric power. The main cave consists of a massive structure with a big open chamber of about 5 meters high, 10 meters wide, and 30 meters long at the entrance. There are 10 tunnels at the main chamber leading to different directions. Within the tunnels are big chambers and other tunnels of varying lengths, some of which are interconnected. Here is a report. Please take a listen.
The nature's beauty of Ogbunike Cave, which is the tourist value, is not the only purpose. Ogbunike Cave could serve the tourist site in Anambra State, which remains unharnessed over the years, have the ability to generate electric power, according to the chief priest of the cave.
Ogbunike Cave is a waterfall. Okay. And that waterfall is a source of hydroelectricity. Over there, develop very well. You can generate source of power. Okay. Mana due to na Afro Keme, because na monopoly. So now one of the problem I know one of only way to generate that hydroelectricity. Other help, other help, we can help by the neighboring town. Yes, and Anambra State.
The chief priest of the cave, A.C. Okwana, EZEOGBA OGBUNIKE, explained that the waterfall of the cave can generate electricity, as he points out the spiritual values of the cave.
The foreigners, how many Oba a wonderful place. Onye ọbụla dị anọ ga-ama na ọ bụrụ ife mmadụ debe Chukwu debe n'ụdị otu ahụ. Ọ na-eme many things. It helps people in different spheres of life. Ndị chọrọ progress. Ọgba can give them progress. Ndị chọrọ the people that do production. You know people that produce. You get people in different ways of life.
Historians and philosophers have noted that a former Senate president, the late Dr. Chuba Okadibo, knew the economic and spiritual values of the cave. That was why he hid the mace, the symbol of authority of the legislature, there on the heels of the plot to impeach him in 2000. Meanwhile, EZEOGBA OGBUNIKE insists that the ability of the cave to serve as a tourist attraction should be developed, as he explains that the cave is not for sale.
Not be so. Don't understand. No one can buy it, but it can attract people. And we give development around the cave that will attract foreigners and that will attract investors. But the day it will not allow such to happen, and even me will not allow such to happen.
From Ogbunike, Martin Chukwu Ekeze reporting.
Now we move over to the foreign scene. U.S. achieves first moon landing in half century with a private spacecraft. A spacecraft built and flown by Texas-based company Intuitive Machines and landed near the south pole of the moon on Thursday. The first U.S. touchdown on the lunar surface in more than half a century, and the first ever achieved entirely by the private sector. The six-legged robot lander, dubbed Odysseus, touched down at about 6:23 p.m. 23:23 GTM. The company and the NASA commentators said in a joint webcast of the landing from Intuitive Machines Mission Operations Center in Houston. As planned, the spacecraft was believed to have come to rest at a crater named Parapet A near the moon's south pole. According to the webcast, the landing one day after the spacecraft reached lunar orbit and a week after its launch from Florida was confirmed by signals beamed back some 384,000 kilometers to mission control, but communications with the vehicle took several minutes to re-establish, and the initial signal was faint, leaving mission control uncertain as to the precise condition and position of the lander, according to flight controllers heard in the webcast. This is where we draw the curtain on news updates on Airborne at 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Soludo denies buying tractors with federal government's palliative funds to cushion hardship. OT appeals for finance, logistics support from US. EZEOGBA OGBUNIKE calls on government to develop Ogbunike Cave to generate electric power. US achieves the first moon landing in half century with private spacecraft. Here is a public service announcement about a missing vehicle, Toyota Sienna model SUV, first model 1988 to 1999, color dark blue. The padded bumper has a milk color, plate number KWL 243AJ, chassis number 4T32F13C4WU 065357. Owner Achunike Anthony. Data. It was stolen on the Saturday, 17th of February 2024 at Uruokwe, Enugu, close to Ezialias around 12 a.m. If found, please contact 07061104631 or 08039511118, or you report to the nearest police station or to Airborne at the 103.5 FM Ogidi. You just listened to news updates on Airborne at the 103.5 FM news, produced and read by Martin Chukwu Ekeze. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
Ebonadi 103.5 FM immediately after Angeles 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebonadi FM breaks the news with actualities.
I believe that if we are hoping for a new Nigeria,
you can as well listen online via mixlr.com/gistfm.
Oh yes, Omunya, are you ready? Omunya Citywide Crusade. Oh God, you oh God, you papa. Omunya na pobodo niile gbara ya okirikiri. Gaji ịghọta mbitụ aka Chineke n'ụzọ gaji ebube. Dịka Evangelist John Oka ga-atụda n'Omunya iji wee chịkọba ọgbakọ oziọma mkpụrụ abalị abụọ ga-ada ụda akpọrọ 2 Nights of Solution. Abalị abụọ iji wee weta ogbo nyere nsogbu gị niile. Isiokwu ya bụ Enough is enough. Tell Ahab Elijah is here. O zuola, ọ tụọla ya. Amụghị nwa gị ahụ atụọla ya. Ọnọdụ ụbịam o mebere ma chiekwe gị ahụ atụọla ya. Nrịanrịa ahụ na-emebe gị ahụ, nsogbu nke ezinụlọ, abụmọnụ, alụghị di maọbụ nwaanyị n'oge kwesịrị, ha niile ga-abịa n'isi njedebe maka na eluigwe esugo stam. Cheta na ọ bụ Apostle Dr. John Oka ka Chineke ga-ejikwara ngwaọrụ n'ọgbakọ oziọma a. Ọ ga-amalite n'abalị 23 wee ruo n'abalị 24 nke ọnwa Febrụwarị afọ a. Ọ ga na-amalite ma o jiri ọkara gafeta elekere 4 nke mgbede n'ụbọchị ndị a niile, ebe ọ ga n'ime ebunilo ndị ichie họl dị n'Ụmụnya. Maka ajụjụ kpọọ 0703 3881 221. Kpọrọ ndị ezinụlọ gị, kpọrọ ikwu na ibe gị, bịa sonye n'ihe omume a maka na Elijah nọ n'ebe a. Jizọs bụ eze.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Ebonadi FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be, whatever street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. Your community. Street report is here with hardcore journalism to get to the roots of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin number the first every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on Ebonadi 103.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds
in your face.
On Martin Ebonadi corner
24/7, 24/7.
Ndewonu, afam bụ Mmụta Josephine Ujunwa, abụ m Adogidi 2024. Ana m asị ka unu na-ege Ebona 103.5 FM Ogidi.
Nwanne m ndị oyibo si home is where the heart is. Anyị wee bulie aka n'Igbo wee sị nwanne ebe ife ọma dị ụgbọ na-aga aga ka anyị na-eso. Nwanne every time m batara Anambra